What's up, Bills Mafia? I got the players whose stock went up and those that went down following the Buffalo Bills loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
This is VZ Music.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Oh, no, yeah, I'm Tommy. Guys, I have the players whose stock went up and those that went down following the Buffalo Bills loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. And man, oh man, was that a bad game. It was a bad game by the Buffalo Bills and a lot of key injuries in that game. But let's get to this stock up, stock down. Once again, shout out to Bills Wire for creating this article. All right, first up, stock up, Josh Allen. Allen did a lot of damage in the passing game as it looked like Jacksonville keyed in on the run, forcing him to beat the Jaguars through the air. On a day where Allen also led the team in rushing, he came up big in both facets of his position, and that gave Buffalo a chance in the end. Though we still lost the game. You got to run the ball, and that's on Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey once again did a Brian Dable type thing, went away from the run early in the game, and you can't do that. You can't do that. Josh Allen is so good this season, under center and play action passes, and yet Ken Dorsey once again goes away from that. Once again, only rushes the ball 5 times. Only has James Cook rush the ball, I believe, 4 or 5 times. Murray, I think, had 1 or 2 carries, and Harris, I think, 1 or 2. I think we had a total of like 5 or 6 carries. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. That's not how you win football games. And, not balanced at all. And that's all on Ken Dorsey. But, yeah, Josh Allen had himself a good game. Was it great? No. But I thought he played very good. So, yeah, stock up for Josh Allen, no doubt about it. He did have the 1 interception, but I didn't hate it. It was a 50-50 ball. And to be honest with you, Stephon Diggs had his hands on it. But he just got out muscled, and it's going to happen. But I don't totally kill him on that interception. All right, stock down. Bills running backs. I just said it. Even though starting running back James Cook did not have a good day on the ground at all, he was at least decent through the air by catching 3 or 4 passes for 25 yards. However, anyone who ran the football other than Allen had 10 carries for 15 yards, including Fuchs, including Cooks, -4 rushing yards. Yeah, man, I wanted to say the F-bomb, including our fucking running backs who got nothing. There, I said it. No, man. Cook did not have a good game. He didn't have a good game last week either. I think he had like 29 yards last week. He averaged like 2.7 or something like that against the Dolphins. But he at least got 12 carries. And what that did was open up the play action. The Dolphins still had to respect that the Bills were going to run the ball. They still had to respect James Cook's ability to run the ball. Even though they were stopping him, that still opened up the passing game. This game, we went away from it. We didn't use Murray at all. And I keep saying the key to get this running game going is by inserting Murray in early. Have him break down that defensive line, soften him up a little bit, then get James Cook going. It's the formula that will help this running backs room out. I'm telling you, it's the formula. And Ken Dorsey continues to go away from it. I do not understand it. It's driving me crazy, man. And y'all know, man, I'm a Ken Dorsey supporter, but I am starting to I'm getting ready to get off that train, man. And just, I don't know. At this point, he's stubborn as all hell. He reminds me a lot like Dable, as far as his in-game adjustments go, as far as him being stubborn and not going with what works. It's like going with the shotgun draws, right, to the running backs clearly does not work. It is not effective. Yet we do it over and over and over and over again. And then we get negative yards. It's a waste of a down. And then he goes away from running the ball, period. How about go under center, which seems to work much better. The stats don't lie, and run the ball that way. That will open up play actions, etc. Yet you choose not to. How about get Murray in there early on? Have him soften up the defense. Nope. Nope. You want to do it your way, and it's costing the Buffalo Bills. It really is. And I gave you a pass last year. I did. I thought you were a rookie OC. I thought you did okay. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you did pretty good. But I understood that you also have you have to have the personnel to do what you want to do as a coordinator. I get that. But I felt like Brandon Beane loaded up this offseason. He gave you weapons. He gave you a better offensive line, which, by the way, is playing very good. And what's your excuse now? You're still doing the same things. Creativity is not there. You know, uh, it's just, I don't understand. I really don't understand what's going on with the play calling. Uh, I hope he figures it out. I really do, because I feel like right now, Ken Dorsey is the reason why this offense, is struggling at times. Ken Dorsey is the reason why I feel like this offense is being held back. I really do. We have playmakers. We have guys, um, that have the ability to make some plays, and yet their names aren't called, their numbers aren't called, whatever the case is. He's just not using the players he has, their talents. He's not using their abilities. It's just not happening. It's so frustrating, guys. All right, next up, man, I can go on forever about that. Stock up. Wide receiver, Stephon Diggs. Damn real, man. Sunday's game against the Jaguars was another showcase of Diggs' ability to impact a football game. NFL defenses know that Diggs will be getting around 10 targets per game, and yet few have found a way to stop him because of how great he is. This was the fourth time that Diggs has gone over 100 yards receiving this season, and his third game with a touchdown. Yeah, man. Listen, Diggs is that dude, man. Diggs is that dude. Um, and he shows up every game. By the way, I know y'all caught it. Um, on the sideline, Diggs throwing his tablet on the ground. I'm sure he's going to get a fine. They don't throw our Surface Pro. So he was definitely frustrated. What was he frustrated about? I don't know. I'm assuming uh, wanting the ball more, or just the offense in total just was not clicking. And I understand his frustrations. I told you guys this offseason that I don't think he handled it right, but I also understood where he was coming from, because he wanted to know what was going to be different in 2023, what was going to change in 2023. All right. Um, and what has changed, guys? Really, let's be real here. Let's have a real conversation. What has changed for this Buffalo Bills offense? It is the same old shit. It's the same story, man. Um, and me as a fan, me as a podcast guy, for the Buffalo Bills, I am so frustrated. Can you imagine being a player on that team, your star player, and looking around, going, man, what is going on here? We have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. We got one of the best receivers in the league. We got a good receiving corp here. Gabe Davis. We have Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, right? First round pick. Guy looked excellent in camp. We have a pretty good offensive line now that can protect and run block. I'm sure he's going, what now? What's the problem now? Why are we doing these dumbass plays? I don't get it. So I understand his frustrations. I really, really do. And I don't think it's a Josh Allen thing. I think it's a Ken Dorsey thing. I think it's a coaching thing. Um, and I hope it gets better, guys, because you're going to see more of that on the sideline if things don't start to get better. And I don't know. I really don't know at this point, man. I thought he'd figure it out. I really did. I thought after the Dolphins game, I thought maybe he was coming around and figuring things out, but clearly not. Clearly not. Next up, stock down. Tight end Dawson Knox. Knox making this list as stock down is a testament to how little he impacted the passing game for the Bills. He caught 3 of 6 targets for 17 yards, including his longest catch going for 11 yards. Unfortunately, despite how much Buffalo moved the ball through the air against Jacksonville, Knox was unable to carve out anything in the receiving game in this one. Seems to be seems to be the case since he got paid. He has not lived up to his contract extension. We're paying him top 10 tight end money, and he's not even in the top damn 20. I mean, he's playing terrible. I like the dude. I really do, man. I think he's a great teammate. I think he's an awesome person, you know. But he's not contributing. He's not doing anything out there. He's a waste of money right now. Um, and is that once again, does that go back to Ken Dorsey just not getting him involved? Or is that just he's just not good enough? Um, but yeah, I agree. Stock down. It seems like he's stocked down every week. I got to be real with you guys. It's a shame, man, because I really thought after the 2021 season when he had the 8 touchdowns that he was finding his groove. He was finding his way. And I was totally okay with them signing him, giving him that extension in 2022. And then I even gave him a pass in 2022 saying, okay, we're using him more as a blocker. I understand the offensive line's bad, blah, blah, blah. What's the excuse now? I mean, he's dropping passes again. It's just not going good. And that falls on Brandon Bean, unfortunately. He made the decision to extend Dawson Knox, give him that type of deal. And I think that's a deal that might be backfiring. And once again, though, guys, you're not going to always get them right, right? I'm wrong a lot of the times. I'm sure you guys are wrong a lot of times. So it is what it is, man. But man, we need Dawson Knox to play better, and I don't know. Stock up Terrell Bernard. With all pro linebacker Matt Milano getting hurt in the game, someone had to step up in his absence. And that someone was Bernard. Bernard was tested by Jacksonville all game long, and he met the test by being a tackling machine, including half of his 16 tackles on his own. Yeah, man. What more can I say about Terrell Bernard, man? That dude, he surprised me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. He definitely surprised me. I was concerned going into the season with our linebacking corp, and I was definitely concerned, with our depth, which obviously I am still. Dotson and Klein are just terrible, but he has played very, very good football. And McDermott and Bean got that one right. Got to give him credit. I did not like the pick when we drafted him, and once again, I am eating crow. I told you guys I'm not going to always get it right. I'm not going to always get it wrong either, but that one I was wrong about. Right now, yeah, as of right now, as we speak, going into week 6, I am wrong on the Terrell Bernard pick. I am wrong on having concerns about him being middle linebacker. So, I'm happy for the dude. I'm glad, and we need more of his. We need more of Bernard. Like we need him to continue to do what he's doing for the remainder of the season and moving forward. Now, y'all know Matt Milano went out. Matt Milano it will obviously will not return this season, and that is a major, major concern. I do not trust Dotson. I do not trust AJ Klein. And let's be real, Dorian Williams is a rookie, man. He's going to make some mistakes. He looked okay against the Jaguars. He was a little caught off a little off, out of place at times. I love how he tackles. He's physical, but I don't know if he's ready yet. And the problem is you got a second year guy in Bernard and a rookie next to him. Guys, I really think Bean needs to get on that phone, man. And the first call I'd make, I'll be real with you guys, is calling Christian Kirksey. Call Christian Kirksey, see if he's willing to get out of come back to Buffalo, get out of retirement, and let him know we need you, man. Because there really is no other linebackers out there in free agency. You might as well just go with Dorian Williams at this point. But if Christian Kirksey's willing to come back, I'd be on the phone, like I said today, saying, "Yo, man, what can we do to get you back, man? We really need you." Other than that, maybe you call around and make a trade, but Bean doesn't make trades, just doesn't do it. And I feel like, you know, he needs to. I really do. I felt like he needed to last year with all the injuries, and I feel like he needs to now. These are season-ending injuries, guys. This isn't like something where, like, a couple weeks, right? A month even. We're like, hey, I don't want to do any trades because the guy's coming back. Just relax. I think we can, Dorian or these guys can fill in just fine until these. No, man. Trey's not coming back. Milano's not coming back. These guys aren't coming back. Um, you got to get help. You have to. You have to figure it out, man. Because I don't trust the guys on the practice squad. I definitely don't trust the guys that we have, except for Dorian Williams. I'm okay with, but Dotson and Klein, no, man. And the corners, no, no. Dane Jackson's not it, man. I'm sorry. And Kyrie Elam, he did not look good yesterday. I'm sorry. I'm a supporter for Kyrie. I like him, but it's just not clicking. It's not clicking in this defense for him. All right, next up, stock up Ed Oliver. By the way, I want to say a shout out to Sean because when I did I want to explain something to you guys real quick. Real quick. When I do my instant reactions, live post game, that is, it's instant, man. And you got to remember, man, a lot's going on, especially after a loss. And I said Ed Oliver was a little quiet in that game, and I was 100% wrong in that. But I didn't say he played terrible either. I just I don't know. It was a lot was going on in my mind, guys. So um I was wrong. Watching the film again today, Ed Oliver played a very good game. He put a lot of pressure on Trevor Lawrence, made some good tackles. Um, you know, I believe he had a sack as well. So I was definitely wrong on the Ed Oliver. And I'll own to that. But I didn't say he had a bad game either. But you're gonna make mistakes at times, guys. When you do live post games, you're gonna call a player out maybe that didn't do a good job, or maybe he made a mistake, and then you go watch a film the next day when you have more time, and then you realize it wasn't his fault at all, or was somebody else's doing. So just a heads up with that. But shout out to Sean because Sean corrected me on that today. But I just wanted to let you guys know how live reactions sometimes um you can say things that you remember things differently until you really calm down, watch the film again, and then go, oh, okay. So anyway, stock up Ed Oliver. Oliver had one of those games against Jacksonville that show what kind of impact he can have on a game if he's let loose. He did everything on the defensive line: 9 tackles, 3 for a loss. He had 1 sack. I was right about that. 2 pair with 2 hits on Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence to make things hard for Jacksonville throughout the game. Yeah, man. Like I said, once again, I made a mistake in that. Ed Oliver definitely was a force in yesterday's game on that line. And he stepped up too when Daquan Jones obviously went out. He did his part, no doubt about it, in that game. By the way, you got to call up Puna Ford, man. I don't know what the deal is with Puna Ford being inactive these games. He's better than Tim Settle. I'm sorry. We can use him more than Tim Settle right now, in my opinion. And I don't get it. Like, once again, another thing I just don't understand what McDermott is doing with Puna Ford. You signed the guy, in the off season. Everyone's excited to see Puna Ford. He was a playmaker in Seattle. A lot of Seattle Seahawk fans really like Puna Ford and his abilities on the field, and yet we don't really showcase him. We barely played him. I think he's been active 1 game. It's crazy to me. I just don't understand it. All right, next up, stock up wide receiver Gabe Davis. I told you guys, man, Gabe Davis, he's having a pretty good season so far. Davis was incredible against Jacksonville as he was catching virtually everything that came his way. This was his second game this season with at least 92 receiving yards to pair with a receiving touchdown. And this was also his 4th consecutive game catching a touchdown It seems that Davis is ready to be the red zone threat that Buffalo needs to make this offense consistently potent. I told you guys, man, Gabe Davis is a good player. He's a good wide receiver. You guys kept on saying, no, I'm wrong. He's a wide receiver three. He's definitely not a wide receiver three. He's a good wide receiver. Some teams that don't even have wide receivers, he'd be a number one. I'm not saying he stay their number one, but he would be their number one on certain teams right now. No doubt about it. But he's a quality number two. And I told you guys that I feel like he's going to have 1,000-yard receiving season. And I'm going to stick with that. Josh Allen trusts him. Josh Allen goes to him. He gets touchdowns. Like, there's nothing wrong with Gabe Davis, man. And Gabe Davis works his ass off in the offseason to get better. So he did have some drops in this game. I believe he had one or two. But overall, he had played a good game. So can we give Gabe Davis a little love for once? I mean, you guys. All right, next up, stock up AJ Epinesa. The Bills' defensive line needed to step up with their secondary depleted. Along with Oliver, Epinesa did just that. He had a strip sack against Lawrence late in the first half, keeping the game close, and Epinesa added a single game career high 3 batted passes. Yeah, man. Epinesa, man. The dude is trying to earn himself a contract and a big one. Good for him. Um, happy for Epinesa. And I really hope he continues to do what he's doing because we're going to need him. By the way, Gregory Rousseau, we have no idea what's going on with him. It could be a fractured foot, it could be a sprained foot. Either way, he's going to miss some time. And if it's a fracture, that's at least a month, maybe two. If it's a sprain, up to 3 to 4 weeks. So we're going to need AJ Epinesa to step his game up like he did this week on Sunday, and he's actually had a pretty good season. He seems to be getting better as the year goes on, and we need him to continue to do that. Especially like I said, with Rousseau out, with Von Miller coming back on limited snap counts. We definitely need AJ Epinesa to continue to do what he's doing. By the way, the batted passes. Love it. I love seeing it. I've been saying why we don't put our hands up, our defensive line. And we have tall defensive line, tall edge rushers. Put your hands up. Hit those, deflect the passes. It could turn into turnovers, right? Incomplete passes. Like, put your hands up. And AJ Epinesa, he must have heard me because he's been doing it all season long. And it's great to see. But yeah, definitely stock up for AJ Epinesa. Stock down. Ken Dorsey, stock down, fucking big stock down. He's the biggest stock down. Terrible game plan, terrible no in-game adjustments. What more can I say? Very disappointing. Very disappointing job by Ken Dorsey. Stock down, another one, NFL for making this game a disadvantage for the Buffalo Bills, for having the Jaguars already there for 2 weeks, and the Buffalo Bills having to go late and play them. It just doesn't make sense. And a little bit that's is on Sean McDermott as well for flying his team out on Friday. I understand you're going to listen to your sports science team, but they did you wrong. You should have left Tuesday and got there, got some rest, and did a practice. Instead, you do a light practice during the week because you don't want to wear out the guys because they're going on this long plane trip. You get there Friday and you don't want to do a hard practice because they're tired as hell and they got to stay awake because that's what the sports science team said. So they do a light practice. So they barely practice all week. Exhausted. Boom. Go out there Sunday play. Like, mentally, physically, it's draining when you do a trip like that. And you're an athlete. Imagine if it was just me or you going on. Trust me when I tell you guys, playing like that, a trip like that, it's exhausting. So yeah, the NFL did the Buffalo Bills no favor at all by scheduling this matchup the way they did. Very big disadvantage for the Buffalo Bills. And Sean McDermott should have went with it, went against what the stupid sports, science team said because they were totally wrong. I'm sorry. Another stock down. The stadium, the turf at the stadium, terrible. Players were getting hurt left and right. Players were complaining. It was like playing on cement. Um, by the way, they have grass for the soccer players. They could roll out. They chose not to. They chose to go with their turf, and it was awful. They said it was the worst turf they've played on ever. Um, NFL, that's on you. That's on you as well. That's on the stadium people as well. But that's more on the NFL, I guess. Um, Listen, the players want grass. Soccer players want grass, so they got it right. Soccer players don't play on turf. They refuse it. They refuse to. Why the hell wouldn't you listen to your players around the league, the NFL, and go, you know what? We're gonna do right by these guys. They want grass. Let's get them on grass. Instead, no. You want to listen to the owners because they want to save some money. And look what's happening around the league with these injuries. They're piling up, man. And I'm not saying that injuries won't occur ever, even if you go, when you go to grass. Like, of course, injuries are going to happen, but they're going to be less injuries, in my opinion. And also, players, they say it all the time. When they're done playing a football game on grass, they feel they don't feel as bad as when they play on turf. When they play on turf, they feel like they're broken, like physically. They need the rest. Like they really, like they just feel broken. When they play on grass, they said it's a totally different feeling. They don't feel as broken. They feel okay. Um, their bones, all that shit. Like NFL, listen to your players, man. Stop it already. And listen, the players need to talk to their NFLPA. That to me, that's the biggest thing, in the off season is to change this. Will they? I doubt it because the owners run the league, but it's not right, guys. Anyways, that's my stock up, stock down. Anybody with some stock up, stock down that I missed, go ahead and comment below. Bills Mafia, I love you, and as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.